How's you said? How's
Very
how's
well,
Doppel?
very well, very well, very well, very well. Let's go through Crash
Hmm.
300. Let's see the opportunities that are there. I know my Jew is in charge of this, but also it's just a way of assisting her so that she also gets to see and understand the instrument better. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So right now we are at a major daily key level. Price is back on a major daily key level, which might also present some beautiful selling opportunities from now going forward the rest of the day, even tomorrow, depending on how price reacts and responds from that key level. So basically now we're at a key level that is actually a very sensitive area for taking. It's a very beautiful area as well for taking selling opportunities because it's actually a major resistance. So now if you look on the daily now, on the daily, if you look closely to these candles, if you look closely to these candles, uh, if you see what market structure was doing here, this was a high, went and made a higher high. So after making that higher high now, here, it came and broke this higher low here, broke this higher low, made the lower low here. So after making a lower low now, it had to now come now. It has to come now and form and also form a lower high here. So basically, that is where the market currently is. Right now, it can actually respond there and make a lower high, which will be lower than this high, meaning we now have a lower high and a lower low there, meaning we'll continue with our uh, this will now be a shift in market structure now. So basically the low is already there. So basically we just wanted a lower high. So basically price buying all the way, it was simply going to make a lower high on the daily time frame. So meaning right now, if you check even the candles and the momentum that the current 15-minute, the previous 15-minute candle, it actually gave a bearish engulfing, meaning it might also present a selling opportunity right now as I'm talking to you. It's actually a selling opportunity as I'm talking to you right now. So basically now, this is a lower high. This is a lower high, lower low. Basically now just to also come and break that lower low and break like that, form a lower low, which is lower than this one, lower high, lower low, like that. So that would be a bearish market structure that we are currently expecting for our crash 300. So basically right now we're at a major resistance. We are at a major resistance, on the daily. So meaning our first target will be obviously this area here, which will be our lower low. The next target, we are simply looking at a key level there at the bottom, which is also this area here. The reason why I didn't choose this one, it's because most of the touches they are on this zone here. This zone was respected most of the times. So basically I can even use this area here. Respected. So basically I can use this area as well. So major TP1, major TP2, like that. So scaling lower now, we now want to see the entry points. This thing, the way it's crashing right now, it's at a critical zone. If you're not in, make sure you're in. If you're not in, make sure you're in on crash 300. If you're not in already, make sure you get a nice entry point and you also join the team. So basically now at a 4-hour perspective, this can be a sort of like left shoulder, head, and possible right shoulder there. Then boom, it comes and breaks the neckline and price continues all the way to the downside. So this can also be another viewpoint that one can use on a 4-hour perspective. But it's simply the same thing whereby we have this high there, but this one it's a lower high. So basically that would be the lower high for this high there. This will be the lower high. So basically that's why I'm saying right now it's actually a very beautiful opportunity for selling opportunities. Very beautiful opportunity for taking sales. Very beautiful opportunity for taking sales. So that is the current view on 4-hour, whereby we have a sort of like a head and shoulder, head, shoulder, then boom, all the way. Then the neckline here, one can even place a trend line. You can decide to place a trend line like this. You can place a trend line like that. That can be a neckline, whereby price will come, break the neckline, and continue with that head and shoulder pattern as we know it. So let's go lower now to maybe a possible 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes. So now this thing right now, as I said, guys, we're at a critical zone, a very, very serious selling zone. Those are the moments where one can even get some very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful early entries there at the top there. That is where that zone there, it's a very serious zone. That whole zone there. Very, very serious zone. So that whole zone there that I marked in yellow there, it's a very, very serious area. That is why you see even the crashes that crashed there. If ever you were aware of this, obviously someone who is aware and has been analyzing and following their instrument nicely. Right now, they already sold at the top there. If ever someone really knows and understands their instruments that well, definitely you already sold at the top there. So now, there's a 1 hour perspective. There's a 1 hour perspective. Let me just go lower to 15 minutes. Let's see if ever there's any immediate channel that we can use and utilize that one can even look at so that they don't miss any entries for the crash 300. So I also looked at this channel here. We also have this beautiful channel here. Right. I also have this beautiful channel. Right. I also have this beautiful channel here on a 15-minute perspective. This channel can also guide someone with entries. If someone was really following it, someone would have even sold earlier there at the top. You could have sold there earlier at the top. Then obviously the next entries, you get them after the break. Like if you see right now, it's crashing as we are talking. It's crashing as we are talking because we are coming from a very, very serious level of resistance. Price is coming from a very, very serious level of resistance. So if ever someone didn't get the entry at the top there, you simply have to wait for the break of this structure. Simply have to wait for the break of this structure here. The break of this structure. So this trade now is actually going to be held for longer now. It's actually going to be held for longer because now we now have the confirmations as well from the daily. So once we have the daily confirmations, the same thing that we're waiting for VIX, whereby we want the daily candle to go back and touch that trend line, then that will be a daily confirmation. Then definitely we can now hold with higher time frame confirmations like that. So that is the same thing here. Here it happened now. So this move that you see that happened on crash 300, whereby price went back to that area to just get some confirmations on the daily time frame. It's the same thing that we're expecting for our VIX, whereby price goes back up and get some confirmations for the daily. Confirmations for the daily time frame. So that is the same thing. That's the same thing. Touch, first touch, second touch, third touch here. So basically, one could have also used this trend line. First touch, second touch there, touch there again. One could have also looked at this and entered a sniper entry there at this star, at this cross here. Entered there. You could have entered there, but we don't know. Maybe someone entered, I don't know, but whoever entered, good for them because they actually know what they're doing. They actually know what they're doing. So basically, this is my neckline here at the bottom. This is my neckline. I expect price to drop all the way to that neckline. Then we break the neckline. Then we continue going down and down and down. So basically, the sales we are going to actually hold longer now. We're actually going to hold longer than the first sales that we took previous days, whereby we just held. I think it was for a day or two, if not three, simply holding the sales. But basically now, so this is the channel. This is the channel. Once that channel is broken, we simply enter our sales for the crash 300. So that is a channel that you can even place on a 15-minute time frame. Then for the targets, you always use the higher time frames because they are the ones that determine the moves that happen on a smaller time frame perspective. So these key levels are the major targets. Key levels are the major targets, obviously, but also you can also have some levels of support and resistance in between. You can also have them. So that will be the neckline there. That would be my neckline there. Let's see another area. Then this key level here at the bottom, this one is okay like that. That one is fine as it is. It's fine like that. That one is okay like that. So these whole structures that I'm placing, you also need to have the same structures on your chart so that you don't miss any opportunity. Even if we don't discuss or call out any trades, you have the structures already. You know what to do. You know where to place your stop loss. You know where we are targeting this thing to go. We know where we're targeting this thing to go. We're targeting at least this second key level here. So this one, first target, then this one, the second target. So you can even zoom in like that, and even identify some other levels of support and resistance that can actually be broken to add to your confluences. They can also add to your confluences to help you understand that once your confluence has been met, you simply strike that particular instrument with those confirmations, because it's actually it's more beneficial and more wiser to trade with confluences, more confluences, than someone who's only using one confluence to enter or exit a trade. So that one, that is also another key area. Respected. So it's the same area with this trend line. So broken, retest, breakout, retest, then boom, we continue all the way. Breakout, retest, then we continue all the way. That is if ever you did it, because here it can even come on that trend line, come on this trend line, then just go back up here, then crash now. So that's also another possible scenario as well. So you always need to be aware of these different scenarios on the market to say, if it does this, I'm going to do this. If it does this, I'm going to do this. Because at the end of the day, you're not a market maker. You don't move price. Price is moved by the market makers, and they are the ones who determine what happens, what does not happen, what happens, what does not happen. They are the ones who have that authority. You don't have that authority. The only thing that you have access to is, you only have the ability to observe what is happening and to respond to your observations. That is your only job as a trader. Observe what is happening and respond accordingly to your observation. So that is what we are currently seeing. You just need to, if ever you didn't get a sell at the top there, just relax and wait for the 15-minute, wait for movements to happen. If it comes right now straight away to break and give us a small retest, we just enter and we hold for quite a while. This one we're holding for a while. This one we're holding for a while. So we're also going to have another video at the end of the day so that we see how it went. Did it break those structures? Did it break those areas, or it's still playing around in that area? Then we'll just see how far it went. At the end of the day, we'll have another video. Then we see how this thing went about, respecting our analysis or everything. So we just need to look out there. We just need to look out. So basically the breakout here, we enter, and if it comes back to the top, gives us a rejection, we can also enter there. Then we see how far we can hold that trade to, because right now it's at a major level of resistance. And as you know, we discussed this issue. The first sales that we took, if you remember this, the previous days, we started selling, I think somewhere in this zone here, somewhere there. That's where we started selling. Previous days we sold. We scaled in at these areas there, also took some sales. Then here, before price began to bounce, now on this area here, on this support there, price began to bounce there. So that is what we're currently seeing on crash 300. Nothing much to talk about because we're at a major level of resistance. So that is what we are currently seeing. If you have any questions, you can ask before we close this thing up. Any questions you can ask before we wrap up. Any questions? Is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
So whoever misses, they miss. I don't know those ones. I don't know. They just miss. Whoever misses, they miss. Whoever gets it, they get it. We just work with whatever would have happened. So basically, that is, so as you see, it's crashing indeed, because that is actually a bearish engulfing on 30-minute, bearish engulfing on 15-minute. So whenever I get a bearish engulfing, most people right now, they are already in. Someone who is already smart, they are already in. If you ever didn't get at the top there, I basically, if your account is small, you can wait for this break, then you join in there. You can join in here after this break. But basically, this is a bearish engulfing pattern. So basically, someone here, they simply sold here. Their stop loss is simply above the area like that. Then all the way. So you who missed these ones, you simply wait for the break. You get the break there, you join in, then you hold all the way like others. So basically, we are going to have another video at the end of the day so that we see the progress. Did people manage to catch it? Did you miss it? If you missed, we'll just I don't know what we do with you, but if you missed, that's not our issue. It's beyond us now. The problem now would be beyond us. We don't know how to solve such issues where people, they miss after being told already. So that is the expectation. Break, we enter, hold all the way, we hold all the way. So that is it for class 3, and nothing much to talk about, because we're at a major level of resistance. This is the area there. So if you saw everything that we are going to do on a smaller time frame perspective, we took it from the daily. The daily is the one that is guiding our smaller time frame decisions that we're making. So we don't make these smaller time frame decisions based on the smaller time frame only, but no, we go back to the daily. Is the one that tells us what to do on a smaller time frame perspective. So we are done, guys. We're done. Any questions before we close? Any questions?